Alright, call the meeting to order.
Did you want that back then?
Travis, you're no good.
Did you want that envelope back?
Travis here.
Roll call.
And Travis here.
Ray Hussey.
Matt Tramp.
Christine Wells. And Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Conflicts of interest to declare at this time.
None that I'm aware of.
So Ray, I'm gonna ask you if you have been drinking, because if you've been drinking prior to this meeting, I'm gonna ask that you excuse yourself.
No, I have not.
Thank you. Approval of the March 2nd, 2026 agenda.
Move to approve.
I have an amendment to make to the agenda. Is Randy Schrock here? He's not, so we won't make the amendment. If he comes in, he can speak at public.
At public, yeah.
Alright, so approval of the March 2nd, 2026 agenda.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the February 2nd, 26th, meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
There's one question there on the last meeting, which I was absent without a deal.
Okay,
And I talked to Matt and talked to you, Christine. My check was supposedly in the mail,
okay,
and I still haven't received it.
It was
alright.
not there?
I haven't received it yet.
Okay,
Okay, so,
I will check on that.
You know, check me on it. It's no big deal, but
No.
I know in the past and all that, if you didn't come to a meeting, you didn't get paid.
you were paid for, so that was for the previous meeting, and if you didn't get it, then,
And 55, whatever the number is, but,
Yeah.
and I checked to you the other day.
Yep.
But I have not received that check yet.
okay,
Okay.
I
I'll,
I know the US Postal Department,
Yeah.
but it's no big deal, but I just want you to be aware of it.
I appreciate that.
So Matt, you
Thanks
could
for letting
just
me know
put a
that so I can.
stop on it and then reissue.
I'll reissue it.
Alright, so, I'll second the motion that we approve the meeting minutes. All in
Or
favor?
we can stop
Aye.
by
Aye.
Wednesday morning.
Probably, I gotta check my schedule, cause I got doctor's appointments all month this month,
Perfect.
but I'll check.
Do you wanna approve the minutes, vote to approve the minutes?
Oh, yeah, I'll second that.
Alright. Are you in favor?
Yes.
Motion carries. Alright, committee reports. We'll start with the finance officer.
All right, by way of the disbursements for this month, we're looking at total of 12,474, and that does not include, 2 employees' paychecks that I've got here that I need to include into it, but, $12,474.19. 2 expenditures for that are to note, is $4,014 is being spent to, mainline contracting, which is for the water main repair, that we had this
Yeah.
month.
That second Pine.
Yep, correct. Yeah, so that's, $4,014 of that is going toward that, of one-time emergency expense there, and $2,000 of it is going to Helms and Associates as part of the water project phase 2. So that comes out to just barely over half of what our monthly expenditures are there. So
Todd, where's Second and Pine?
Right down there by you got Oaks, or Walnut Street, and then Pine Street.
It's on the corner from my house, by Billy Bowker's
Bowker's house, just by Lance's.
Just past our
Yeah.
house.
And, but it's a break or,
There was
The
a,
geyser,
There were the guys who shut
Okay, well,
at 2 o'clock in the morning, I got the notification about it, and so.
Okay, all right, okay.
But I ended up shutting off 4 people's residences for a matter of about 8 hours to get the leak, get somebody here, get the leak repaired. It was part of the old, when they did the new tie-in for, the fire hydrant right there. The old hydrant had came off of Pine Street, and somebody had expanded it to a 6-inch. And come out of that T, with a T, and come out of it with a 6-inch, and then reduced it back down to a 4-inch. And then they capped it when they put the new hydrant of all 6-inch, when they put the new line in that section, and they capped it off. Well, around and moved enough that it blew that apart. But they didn't do that work. They just capped it off. So it wasn't part of their job,
Okay, all right,
but it
okay.
was an old system that we had totally eliminated. Now it's all the straight 4-inch going down through it.
Who did the?
Okay,
Main
hold on,
line.
let's finish up the finance office stuff.
And as far as complaints, issues to address, don't have anything there. For item, C there, talking about the best way to be, making sure you guys, specifically Todd and Steve, get, paid on time and, yeah, paid your full amount. Does it work for you guys to make the new pay period from the 20th of the month to the next month's 20th, to where I get your, time sheet by the
By the 20th?
20th of each month, and so then I will always have it, for a business day. And whether you guys bring it to me or just slide it through the hole there in the wall.
Yeah,
And then I can make sure that I've got it all in here, ready to go for the next board meeting.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay,
So the time should be due by the 20th, no problem.
perfect, thank you.
I was told they were due by the 30th.
Yeah, that has been the case, and that makes it pretty tight when we have one on the meeting
Yeah.
on the second, so just so I
Especially-
can
especially
make
have
sure
the-
I always have it on time for you
Especially
guys.
now the month they'll have 30 days.
Yeah, right. Yeah, cool, thank you, appreciate it.
You mean you're not gonna work for free for February since there's not a 30th?
I wouldn't expect you to.
And then,
Well, this
Matt,
month's been no.
I put a blank voucher in
I
there,
saw that.
and that's for the postal service. I need to mail, the letters certified, to notify the petition signers of the special meeting on the 11th.
Okay,
So, when I learned how much certified mail costs now, I just brought that, and so if we can sign that tonight, I'll take it tomorrow to mail those letters.
perfect.
And then here's a nomination petition, received from Ray Hussey.
Awesome.
Anything else, Matt?
Nope, that's all I got, thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, Todd, you're up.
Okay. Well, we've had a busy month, but a very good month.
We have,
We had a leak right the first of the month down at Second Pine. We got that addressed and taken care of. And then we had the new flow meter put in. It's all up and working. And then they changed out the pump saver motor, so now when we have a power shortage or a flicker in power, we don't have to go up and manually reset it. It automatically resets itself now.
yes.
And then we also got new on the screen for the SCADA system. It shows more of the flow. That's been updated as of today again. Because we got in touch and I actually contacted him with the new actual hours or flow gallons. So he can update the system. It only does it by the thousands. So it won't be 100% accurate, but it gets us to that point. And then we also had a leak at 3rd and Walnut Street, which has been addressed and taken care of as well. That hydrant did not come out because we're using it as a thrust block for the cap that he put on, because that line will be coming up being replaced here when we start phase 2 of the water. I did not see a reason to put money into rebuilding the hydrant and then have it tore out in a month or so, because it's gonna be replaced with a new hydrant.
Exactly.
So we capped that off, we used the piece of pipe down in there as a thrust block. So I will cap that hydrant off, so it is shown that it's not usable, because there is no water flowing to that hydrant now.
All right.
So what's your flow approximately, have you got a chance to get a reading on how much flow we have right now? Or have you not had enough time yet?
We haven't had a full month to get an actual,
Right, okay, right, that's fine.
actual good flow reading of everything, but I do have on my phone a picture of the last meter reading when we took it out.
Okay,
So-
because, yeah, when I read meters, it says that, it had low flow, or it wasn't working properly for 2 to 3 weeks or something like that, cause of the pause,
Yeah,
you know,
because,
when they
well,
did the
we
changeover.
eliminated that one.
Yeah,
And so when the new flow came in, it's going through the SCADA system versus having to, you know, get the radio
yeah,
reading.
yeah,
So-
so,
And
yeah,
so in
it
a
does
couple of
come out.
months or whatever, we kinda should get a feel on how much water flow wise that
Yes.
we're using.
We will be 100% more accurate per se on what our flow is. If we ever need to take a reading at the actual flow meter, we can go up, take that reading, it's a digital screen right there, so we can take that reading, and we can actually tell exactly how many gallons we pumped, how many gallons we filled, everything will be down to an actual gallon.
How much losses we had.
We can't tell this month because we changed them out, so.
Alright, okay, alright.
Well, we had loss,
We had a
of
lot.
course, we had a good loss when the
Well,
second
of
time
course, we
it
had a
happened.
leak.
Yeah, I mean,
About,
that tank was dropping pretty good, had a good flow
50,000
rate till I got
gallons.
stuff shut off.
yeah.
But no, it was a good month though. We got a lot of stuff accomplished and updated, and so.
And then, I am happy to report that Todd is now certified a water operator. He has passed
Oh
those
yeah, I
exams.
also went and took my exam and passed it, so I'm certified both again.
Yay!
So,
Good.
And then, Todd, there are 2 training opportunities coming up, so I know that you have to have continuing hours. And I have these here for you in a packet, but May 13th is a water treatment workshop. I don't know if that is gonna work for you. Again, it's all on, you know, you kinda can pick and choose what you wanna do with
right,
your
yeah,
hours.
they told us in class and everything, there'd be lots of workshops and stuff for different things.
And then the, World Water Expo, that's in Rapid City, the April 21st and 22nd.
I would like to go to that.
Yep, and there are some continuing ed hours on that expo too, so.
Yeah, there's contract hours.
Yeah, so if you let me know, if you wanna go both days, that's what I need to know so that we can get you registered.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, alright,
Cause I would like to, when I'm at that expo, I'd like to check into about that hydrant meter.
yeah.
So we can meter anybody getting water out of that hydrant.
Now you're talking about being, and I'm just gonna use the railroad.
That's the one I'm mainly focused, that's the one that usually ends up getting used.
Okay, okay.
That's the one I'm focusing on. And we know that hydrant is new, cause Terry and I actually put that hydrant in. So,
Alright, so we did budget training in the water fund, this year, so that'll there's more than enough in there to cover that. Then we also had the divers here, I have the report here for you.
oh, awesome.
This report is confidential, it doesn't mean that the public can't view it, it just means that, we're not making copies to hand out. So if someone's interested in discussing that report, they're welcome to come to the finance office and discuss that report.
And they've already been here,
The divers have been here, they dove the underground tank.
and, any good or bad news, or?
Well, they just give a report, they're not inspectors to tell us what we're doing bad or good.
All they do is went down and sucked the sand out, per se.
Yeah, they go down and they'll clean the tank if it needs, they'll just note that there's some ladder rungs in there, they're definitely corroded, they can't be used, they'll note things like that. They have noticed that there's, some things to just evaluate, like the exterior overflow, it says that they were unable to evaluate that. You know, they note whether there's corrosion on the inlets or the overflow pipes, just things like that. So it's not a good or a bad report. It just just notes what
What they found.
Yeah, what they found.
A lot of it is maintenance stuff, so
A lot
if
of it
there's,
is maintenance.
if you're gonna have bad corrosion on pipes, really bad, they'll inform you, this stuff is getting to a point where it's gonna start failing you,
Yeah.
is what the diet is for. Clean the tanks and inspect it to make sure it's within spec.
There's nothing significant found. It was just normal procedure, maintenance kind of things that they identified. And some of that is just a matter some of that we may not even be able to do anything about, so.
And they was able to have no problem getting into that new access that we put onto that tank and stuff, cause I was concerned about that, but they had no problem getting into that access.
And this all on the
Below
underground tank?
Underground tank, yes.
But all the deficiencies that were identified with DA&R have been taken care of, and they've been notified, so we have no deficiencies, at this time on our system. And then Todd, I had a few more meters that wouldn't read, and I tried reading them again today, and I still
Okay.
couldn't get them to read, so I have those here for you to.
Weather's coming up, and I'm
Is
gonna
the
be going to
store
make,
one of them?
No,
Really?
yeah, I've been able to read your meter.
I'm just surprised because the little thing on top looks like it's seen better days.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them have.
I will be coming through here in
Yeah.
the next month or so. And we got new cap things to put on those remote heads. I'll be replacing,
I'm just saying, it looks a little rough.
yeah.
Well, that's like mine. Now, I'm a little confused. Now mine has got the reader up here and the meter down here.
Yep.
Now is that good or bad, or is that gonna
That's
be
the
up?
way, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Alright, now are we gonna update mine, or are we gonna just leave it the way it is?
It's gonna be the way it is, but
Okay.
the remote head will be in a square gray box. That'll protect it from hail.
Alright, okay, well.
This is where some of our remotes are starting to have problems and stuff, because the hail's been hitting them, and it sends it's throws something out in them. So we got a protected box now that'll go around
Alright,
and
okay,
protect it.
okay.
It's unconscious.
Okay.
As a growing construction business,
Is that everything, Todd?
That is everything for my
Alright,
report.
good. Alright, road and streets. Steve, you're up.
I just looked at that tire again on the loader and it is starting back down again.
Alright,
It does have a leak somewhere, it might be rubber seal around the rim, or
Find
some brand new tires they put on.
find a tire guy. See if
So-
we
And then other than that, I just, pushed the burn pile up one last time again.
Alright. Yep, find a tire guy and see if we can get it fixed.
It'd be nice if
Excuse
we
me.
could get a compressor to have it down here.
So, if you could get an estimate, for the size compressor that we need, and then we'll,
Well, anything would work really, I mean, mine is small enough that it just runs constant, even trying to put it in there, but I
But
have 45 minutes pumping it up.
if there's tools that the town needs for equipment maintenance or road maintenance or anything like that, just put the list together and then bring it to the board so that we can,
I'll,
and if we have accounts, if you bring the invoice or bring a quote, we have accounts where Ace.
Ace, Baumgars, and,
Okay.
Strudemans.
Servants.
Alright, then
Well,
there's places where
Baumgart's
we
got
can
some pretty
get,
good prices on decent air compressors.
yeah, so just get a quote, bring
Run
it
them
over
over
and
and
then
I'll
we'll,
check and see
yeah.
what they got.
okay.
I'm guessing within another 3 weeks anyway, it's gonna be at the point where we're gonna have to air it up again. Right now, it's movable, but
Okay,
it's not getting any better.
alright, well, you're in charge of that, so you wanna find a tire guy, so we can get it fixed.
Might, I don't know if running water over it would check to see where that thing might be leaking or not, but
I would say, Steve, just get a tire company down here to fix it.
Alright,
I haven't noticed anything obvious in it, but it's one of them brand new back loader tires.
Well, it's got an O-ring or something leaking.
Yeah,
All stem or no ring.
yeah, I don't know,
I recommend we just get a tire company or whoever. The names of the ones in Rapid changed, whatever.
like Dale's tire or something like that.
See Dale's is Pumps or whatever now. And, Great Western, I don't care who it is, but just get somebody down here and fix it, because a flat tire means the whole thing is down.
Yep.
Yeah,
anything else? from roads?
That's
No?
all I really have, I think.
Pretty quiet, yep. Alright, building maintenance, anything for building maintenance? Todd, got anything?
No.
Alright, good. Okay, animal control, Margaret, you're up.
Oh, it's been kind of quiet. I had one call this month that, couple dogs out running around visiting Travis. But, that's an ongoing situation. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Alright,
It's like the second time they've been loose, so.
And I
That's
will
it.
do that when she's done.
alright, go ahead.
For those who've been paying attention, I've got 2 drafts up here. They're the same. It's just for the public to review if they'd like to take a look at it. After our animal control meeting and kind of figuring out a way to rework the ordinance and make it more streamlined and appropriate, this is the draft. If there's input, by all means, you're welcome to look at it, write notes, give some input on it. This is just what came out of that meeting and the input that I've received. So if you have interest in it, come up here and review it before we move forward with it and putting it on the agenda for approval.
Once we have, the ordinance in place and everything working the way it's supposed to be working, we have an individual that will be able to be on duty when I'm not. Cause I do travel once in a while. I'm gonna be gone here the 9th through the 17th of this month. So when I'm gone, that individual will be available to take calls. But I don't wanna start that until the ordinance is done.
Right.
And everything is put into place.
Yep, and that will take 2 readings and then a 20-day grace period or waiting period.
So if you've got input for this, it needs to come to me before, what's the deadline for the next meeting notice? Because we'd want it, it'd be mid.
So if anyone has input, I'm just looking at my calendar.
I can't hear.
I need, if anyone has input into the animal control ordinance, I would need your feedback, or Travis needs to have that to me no later than the 1st of April for the April meeting.
How about skunks?
This
Do we
is,
got a skunk officer or?
Nope,
this is dog,
that's wild animal.
That's
Yeah.
a wild animal.
That doesn't fit in our criteria. I don't know any municipality that has any ordinance on varmints. I mean, that's a state issue, skunk, raccoons. What else fits in that varmint? There's a big category of varmints.
So if it's a varmint, it's fair game?
Here, I'll give you my answer. I take care of varmints on my property. I've got chickens, I've got things that those varmints can kill.
Just checking.
How about that?
me too.
From the sheriff's department, what does the sheriff say? Do you?
I don't speak for the
No,
sheriff.
no, but what do they say? They say varmints are varmints, right?
Varmints need dealt with.
There you go.
Well, you have
Just
another
checking
issue
before
there.
we start shooting.
Well,
Now, that's
anytime
not
you
in the
discharge a
ordinance.
firearm,
Now
that's the
you
piece that
cannot
you have to
fire
pay
a
attention
firearm.
to.
Yeah,
You can trap them in town.
you
Can't
can
shoot
trap them. You can't shoot them, but you
Right.
can trap.
Game fish and parks.
There used to be an ordinance, or at least, I don't know if it ever an ordinance, but when Shook was on here, he let us shoot them with a 22 if we had to. And that one summer, I got rid of like 23 skunks. The next year, I got rid of 25 coons. I mean, I got all kinds of live traps too, but,
So,
I got squirted so damn many times, I just started shooting the skunks.
yep. So I would say rule of thumb is, because we're in town,
Shoot, shovel, and shut up.
Alright, if you're firing off a firearm in town, there can be, collateral damage unless you know what you're doing. I trap mine and then I shoot them while they're in the trap. So I'm not gonna say that I don't discharge a firearm, but it's a very controlled, straight into the ground, through their head, and it takes care of the critter. So, I'm not gonna tell you how to do it, but just remember, if you are shooting them, there is, the fallout that can come from that. So I would encourage trapping, and that's what I
Then shoot.
personally encourage. Not that the board's supporting that.
They do have, and I got some at the house, but, I found some 22s that only travel 700 feet a minute, or a second, I mean, versus 1,200 feet. And, I mean, those are plenty good for shooting something like that. but-
Okay, well, we,
I don't think we need
as
to
a
worry about
town,
that.
don't have that enforcement authority,
Yep.
so I would say use common sense, and I'm
Game
gonna
fish
say
and parks will come trapped, yeah.
thanks.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, you know, and the sheriff's
Sure.
department did tell, Hot Springs that animal control, that discharge of firearms in a community is not legal, so there could be some legal ramifications for somebody shooting them, except in the event of vermin. But they still don't want you discharging your firearms within city limits.
But what we're dealing with is only dogs, and
That's right.
that's what this is.
That's,
And so if you'd like to review it and give input, please come review it. You can write notes on this copy. If you feel like you need to take a copy, there's only 2 copies, and send us either an email, a phone call, or whatever. That way we can make sure that we get it updated, or at least in the ordinance for consideration. But we're not gonna deal with varmints. We're just not gonna deal with varmints.
Just checking.
Does that have cats in it?
Nope.
Okay.
no. It's really hard to keep your cats in your own yard. I mean, that's just difficult.
We're going off, what the Humane Society's recommendation is, because obviously if Margaret's not here and there has to be a call out for an animal issue, so having the Humane Society, which is the entity that does animals for the county, we had them involved with this ordinance.
What's the thing in Custer, I guess? I don't know the one in Custer.
They don't deal with cats either. They just deal basically with dogs and,
You're talking about the ordinance in Custer?
Not in in Custer County.
Yeah, that's Battle Mountain Humane
Battle
Society is the
Mountain,
one who
that's
deals
Battle
with it.
I thought that was Fall River.
yes, but she does.
Battle Mountain is in Fall River County. But they are the ones who have been contracted for years up there, or
Up in
up
Custer
here, right,
too.
yes, Custer
Yeah.
County, yeah.
So, yep. I'm good with
Alright,
it.
community center committee. Anything?
We have a breakfast planned for the 14th of March.
Okay.
We're serving eggs, sausage, and French toast.
Right.
And we have a dilemma. Do we save money to put a new furnace in, or do we put doors in? But we haven't discussed that and don't really know what way to go. So if anybody has some input, whether doors or furnace, let me know.
Did the furnace break?
No, it didn't
Okay.
break, but the ones we have in there now are really too small, and we're trying to hopefully get one that's 90% efficient rather than the ones that run all the time and all that. And then we might figure out something to do with the two small ones, one out in the entryway or wherever. But that is what's going on right now. And of course, everybody knows that all the windows upstairs have been installed, and that's working out great.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And that's about all I can. And last month at the Valentine's Day breakfast, we brought in $719.
Sweet.
Okay, anything else?
I think that is all I know about right now.
Okay, park committee, let's see, Kim. Alright, board of trustees. Mail call, complaint issues to address. I have not received anything. Anyone else received anything?
No, I haven't heard everything.
The only thing I have had is, or in discussion, with some other residents, is it maybe a spring cleanup date, so in the next meeting, I'll bring a proposal for that. Any notice of meeting events on March 11th? We will be together, but that's actually a meeting, so there's an agenda, so that's
All
no.
right, now
Not
Christine, let
concerned.
me ask you this one, on this meeting on the 11th.
We're not there yet.
Oh.
Thanks.
She's just giving out the date.
I'm just giving out the date.
No,
What
okay.
time is it on the 11th?
We're not there yet, hold on. We'll get, that's the next, issue. The nomination packets for the board of trustee position is due March 24th by 5 p.m. to the finance officer. We've received one nomination packet at this time that we know of. Alright, okay, old business. Proposal to open First Cedar and Poplar Streets. There's a special meeting to be held on March 11th at 2 o'clock. Each petition signer will receive, notification, of that meeting along with a copy of the agenda. We have, from that petition though, I would like to make it recognized that there is one person that signed the petition that's now deceased. And then there's one name that's unreadable with an invalid address. It says 202 Buffalo Gap, but the name is not legible, so those two will not receive a notification.
Okay.
I don't know what you can do about that.
I have a question. Is this just an informational meeting, or are you taking action after this meeting?
This meeting is intent for both, so it is a special meeting. It has an agenda, and so the board members can take action at that meeting if they choose to, based on the information presented.
Is part of the agenda for people to actually go down there and walk around? We see what we're actually talking about.
No.
There was
a survey done. It was
going down there and
published.
saying this is what we're even talking about here.
So there was a survey done, a formal survey that the town paid for. That survey has been published made available to the public. If you'd like to review that survey so that you understand what we're talking about, you are welcome to come and review that survey. So that's what we're talking about, is what's on the survey.
If
And
anybody
it is-
wants to
There's no-
visit with me,
There's no field trip.
And it is public property to walk down there, right?
It is, so here is the catch with that. If you decide that you're gonna walk down First Street, I just want you to know that just because First Street sits on a map doesn't give you the permission to walk down First Street.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
what that means, based on the attorney's language, and Travis, you can chime in because you are well versed at this language better than I am. That just because there is a name to a street there on a paper street, that First Street does not go through. It does not give you the right to just take off and walk down that street.
Is
What's
it public
called?
property?
What's
It's
that language
platted, it's
called?
what's called paper,
platted.
it's paper street.
Yep.
The purpose of a paper street is so that the town, if the town decides to develop, or somebody decides to develop out there, the town doesn't have to go and pay to take the land, because it's already platted. But if it has not been opened up, if it's not to be used for public, the town assumes a responsibility the moment they open it up. If they don't open it up, it's not open for the public to navigate through.
Who
State
does have
statute.
the right to go on it?
So what's your concern, Tom?
My concern is that it seems to me that it's a public street and you're telling me I can't go on it.
It is
Not a
not
public
a
street.
public street.
Can Travis go on it?
Travis's property borders the street.
Travis's
Round
property.
Hold on, this is not about Travis. Let's get back to your concern. This is not about Travis. What's your concern?
My concern is that it's First Street and I can't go down First Street.
You can go down First Street from between Main and Oak Street. You can go down First Street. So what's your concern?
Who can go on this property? Does Travis have stuff on that property?
This is Travis's property.
It's,
There is
now
a
it's Travis's
platted-
property.
That is not what I said.
You said this is Travis's property.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Travis's property borders a platted street that does not exist. So what is your concern about walking on First Street?
I still have a concern, okay,
Why do you need to walk on First Street?
because I feel it's a public street and
Okay.
I'm a citizen of the town and just like I can walk on Main Street, I can walk on Second Street and I can walk
Okay.
on Walnut Street.
Can I ask you a question, Tom?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just ask, if you're talking about all this public road, and this is purely a question here.
Wait, I'm just,
The alleyway between Cedar and Oak Street has been blocked for years. You're not asking to walk down that, are you?
maybe I might take a walk down there.
So then, have you come and asked us to say, hey, we need the Raps to remove their trailer out of the right of way? What you're talking about is something that's never been opened for public use.
Does that's still,
Do you know where First Street's at?
I know exactly where First Street's at.
Interesting.
I own property on First Street.
Okay, but do you know where it is after you drove your tractor on it when we first moved in and we started doing this? Because you drove down a piece of it that was not First Street. You drove on my private driveway, not First Street.
Well, the next time I drive down there, I'm gonna make sure I'm on First Street.
Then
Now
you
that
will-
it's surveyed.
Then you will hit, it's already been surveyed, but then you will hit private property. The fence has been there for over 20 years.
Yep.
And there's a power line pole right in the way.
I'll go around that.
So
You
what-
can't go around.
The
So
power
what,
pole's this big.
so what I hear your concern is that you can't walk on First Street. That's your concern.
My concern is you're telling me I can't walk on it.
Actually, state
Can I walk
statute.
on Cedar Street?
You can walk on Cedar Street. Sure, it's right there. You go walk on it.
The gravel open road.
The gravel open road, you can walk on it.
But the rest of it, stay off of
Why do
public
you,
property.
what is so concerning to you that you need to walk on these streets? I'm just trying to hear your concern. Because if,
I'm concerned
okay,
that it's public property and
Okay.
you're telling me, that's like telling me I can't go in the public park over here.
no, it's not. It's not the same thing.
The
Not the
town
same.
made
But
the
let
park
me just do
public,
this.
the town hasn't made
Glenn.
that property public.
Glenn, just a minute. Let me just do this. I will note your concern in the meeting minutes, that you're concerned that you can't walk on those streets. Because that's all I'm hearing from you. That's the only argument that you have.
How many people in this room are allowed to go on First Street?
Anybody in here can walk on First Street between Main and Oak.
The First Street over here, the paper street.
Again, you're not making a point as to why that is a concern for you.
I think I am making a concern that I think it's public street and you're telling me I cannot walk on.
Then
A
that
public
will be
street.
placed in the meeting.
Can
minutes.
Travis have his stuff on the public street?
He does already, and that's.
Does he have a lease on that property?
Listen,
No, you listen, lady. Does he have a lease on the property?
he doesn't have a lease on the property.
So he's trespassing on our property.
No, he's not. He's not trespassing on the property. Go right
I
ahead.
mean, I don't.
Actually, I tried to pay taxes on it by vacating it, so then I would pay taxes on it, so that it would then benefit the town. So just be aware, I tried to do that, the previous board said no. I tried to pay my appropriate taxes
So-
for that particular right of way, all that right of way.
So if this property is not on the tax rolls, it is public property.
Okay, we're getting nowhere in this
What do you say,
conversation,
bud?
so let's
You're
move on.
shaking your head.
So,
No, it's not
in-
public property.
we're gonna
It's
bring
not.
this
The
back.
town
does it
has
belong
not
to?
opened it up to the public.
Who
We're
does it belong to?
It belongs to the town who
Let's
has
recess.
not
Let's
opened
recess.
it to public
Okay,
access.
it belongs to
I
the
move to
town.
recess.
And they have not
I
opened
second
it
the
to
motion.
public
We're
access,
gonna-
which
we're gonna
means
recess
you
at this
can't
time,
walk
and
on
then-
First Street.
Hey!
Excuse everyone, and then we'll come back to the meeting. We're not gonna have this discussion like this.
South.
Yeah.
And then,
I want
Alright.
water to
okay,
You gotta
so
run the water
I make a
line.
motion that we come back to the meeting.
There is not a water
I
line.
will
on
second that
Cedar
motion.
All in
Street.
favor?
I,
Okay, so coming back to the proposal to open First, Cedar, and Poplar Streets. A special meeting to be held on March 11th. The agenda has been published. It is to address the petition that specifically requests the town to open a truck route from First Street south to Cedar, heading west on Cedar. I believe that's how it's stated. And that's exactly what that meeting addresses. We could not have this meeting until now because there was preliminary things that had to be done. We needed a survey to understand what we were looking at. Okay, so this is why we're taking action on it now, because we have all the information we need to address a truck route on March 11th, 2026 at 2 p.m. in the town hall building.
2 or 3?
Right here. It's at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
So then in theory, like I said, I'm not hating and speaking because I want to throw ideas. Say you wanted to open the road up. That is a brand new meeting.
That is a brand new
Brand
meeting.
new.
We cannot open a road on March 11th. We have to look at all of the issues that have to deal with it. And before we can even discuss talking about opening a road, we have to have a feasibility study.
So this would,
That's what we're gonna
this
be talking about.
meeting,
So,
the March 11th meeting would be like, okay, is the truck route possible? Yeah, if yes, we're gonna say yes, the truck route is possible.
Okay.
In theory.
Okay.
Truck route's possible. Do we want to even move forward with the feasibility study? would that be?
That would be in that discussion.
That would be in
Correct.
that discussion. And so, hey, a truck route's possible, no, it's not, like, where's the feasibility, I don't remember, 46,000 or something, that it's gonna cost. So then it dies there too, right?
We don't know.
We don't
So
know
look,
how it's gonna go, but
If you're interested in that meeting and you didn't sign the petition, you are welcome. It is a meeting just
For
like
everyone.
right now. It's for everybody. That is where that will be discussed. The only reason we're addressing this tonight is because it's an old business, and by law, we have to bring this back up to let everyone know that we're following through on the action of this particular item. That is on March 11th, 2026 at 2 p.m.
So I have one more question. So it's an informational meeting and you're not gonna
It
take.
is not
Wait-
an
wait a
informational
minute.
meeting.
You're not gonna take any action
No,
after
we
that
can't.
discussion?
We can take action because it's a meeting. It has an agenda. It's been published in the paper. Everyone's known about it. We can take action in that meeting.
we may not take
We
action.
may not.
Only on the truck route.
Correct.
So by the end of this meeting, it's either gonna be or not gonna be a truck route.
No, not necessarily.
The meeting on the 11th, it's not necessarily, but that is the discussion, is the petition for a truck route. All right, any other questions on this item? March 11th, 2 p.m., this building,
This one?
Yep.
right here.
Is there a difference between a truck route and a street? Like you know,
Yes, there's a difference. There's a difference in turn radius, there's a difference in,
Road
road
requirements.
requirements. Yeah, there's a big difference. Easements, big difference.
Drainage. There's a lot of stuff.
There's a
there.
lot. Water construction, project phase 2, I, did receive the construction documents, for signature. And so construction is to commence in the spring. There's still not a dedicated date yet to start, because they have not had their pre-construction meeting yet, and that will happen soon. Okay, 17, citizen to request to vacate alley bordering lots 27 and 28, block 10, and 29 and 30, block 10. That citizen's not here, so we will see what happens with that. Okay, 18, malt beverage and wine ordinance. So we did receive some information back from the attorney on that. They did guide us to look at some ordinances that are already in place that we could potentially use here, and so we will do that. We just haven't done it at this time. And then the policies for donations to private and nonprofit organizations, we did get legal advice on that. It is already in codified law that if the town chooses to donate to a private organization or a nonprofit organization, that we would be required to request their W-9 proving that it's a nonprofit status, as well as the organization's budget information. So it appears that it might just take a policy to set some timeframes in place to say if an organization wants to request the town provide resource support for their event, maybe they need to give us a 30-day notice or enough time to discuss it and approve it at a board meeting. So, and that will just take policy. Other than that, it's just covered by, it'll be covered by law. All right, the permit for the Buffalo Gap blowout fireworks. I think Matt, go ahead.
Well, unless Matt's got some information for us. But
I don't have anything new.
Okay.
No.
So, for those who weren't here whenever I originally put this on, I work with a fireworks company, and I've worked out a deal to be able to do fireworks here for the town, if that's something that the town would like to do. I don't know if this is the town or the blowout or anything wants to do that, but I'm willing to use my connection to get fireworks for a good show for either the blowout or for the town, for the 4th of July, for the 250 years. If that is something that the town would like to do. That's all that is about. It's not forcing the town, it's not mandating the town, I'm putting that out there, and if there is interest, I'm willing to work to get a good fireworks show for the town.
How much does a good fireworks show cost?
Well, That does come down to how much you want, but for, you know, anywhere between 500 to 1,000 is a really good show because of the discount that I get directly from
We
the
don't have
distributor.
any money in the budget.
People can donate to it,
Yeah,
but the
we can
point
do it.
being
Alright,
is,
donate, if you get a donate, but then you got the other thing, who's gonna be responsible for the fire?
the company would come out and do the show. It's not me doing it. It's
Yeah,
not
about the
you.
fire.
Who's gonna,
Um,
when the
We
fire,
we would make sure that that is,
coordinate with all, we would get all the necessary permits, would just let us work it first to see if it's even viable, and we're still kinda early, so.
okay, alright, okay.
we just wanted to know if there was any interest. If there is, if it's gonna be outside of the normal July 4th timeframe that's written in state statute, we have to get a permit for it. That's what we talked about. So I don't know if if the blowout falls within that window or if it's outside of the window. That's the reason why I put that on here, just in case the blowout would say, maybe we do want a little fireworks show for this. It is something that I'm willing to do for the town, to navigate through it, to figure it out.
How much advance, cause I guess my support really factors in on how dry it is. Like if it's like
Oh,
right
yeah.
now,
If it's-
I like have no support for a
We,
fireworks
well,
show.
we wouldn't be able
If
to do
it's
that, yeah.
wet, I would support a fireworks show. Like there's,
Yep.
like how much does that, like you can decide like by the middle of June, or is this something?
So as far as purchasing the fireworks, I don't have to purchase anything if we're doing, let's just assume we're doing it, okay?
Okay,
I have a direct contact with the fireworks distributor. I can tell him July, 1st, hey,
okay,
we're not gonna do it because it's too dry. He's not gonna order anything special. He's already got stuff in a warehouse in Rapid City, a significant amount.
so
And-
we can wait and see kind of
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
where we're.
we would follow, you know when they post the
The fire,
fire
Fire
hazards,
status,
yep.
we would definitely have to follow that, so
Well,
we just can't have
I
fireworks.
just know
'cause
from
we wanna-
experience, cause I live on a gravel road.
Yeah.
Is there's nothing, people go out and shoot off fireworks.
We would-
Yep.
I, sheriff's office, like in the middle of nowhere, and then they're like, it's not my problem. And
correct.
so I don't know how strenuous the county, like I would like to, I always think that when people are like, can we burn an Angostura? Well, walk outside,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we'll definitely,
So-
we'll use common sense.
That's purely what it is. If it's even an interest. If it's not, if the town says, no, we don't want fireworks at
Yeah.
any of the events, from the town perspective, that's fine. It was just an opportunity if we say, hey, we literally like it. Now, again, the reason why we asked this, cause if the blowout is like, maybe this would be cool at the 2050, 250 year mark to have fireworks at it, then we have to get a permit, cause I don't think the dates of that are within the firework time frame. So that's all it was put on there for,
how
if
long do
that is a
we need for the
consideration.
permit?
I don't know yet, we
Okay.
don't know, we don't have the information yet, but once we have it,
Who do you get this permit from?
State,
I don't know yet,
yeah, it's a state permit.
we're still working on it. Okay, new business, 21, annual 2025 legislative audit report. So every year, the town is required to report revenues and expenditures to the legislative auditor. That report is ready, and then all the submitting documentation is ready to go with that, so I need an approval from the board to submit that to the legislative auditor.
I'll make a motion, we submit that to the auditor.
I second.
All in
And
favor?
then- Aye,
Aye.
and then let's have another other audit.
Motion carries. So what's happened with the other audit? Good question. I received an email back from a legislative auditor. Let me find it here. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna have to search for it. It's been a while. Okay. On January 27th of 2026, the legislative auditor said that at the current time, the special review is still active and in the hands of the legal process. At this time, we are unable to discuss specific details. However, we will meet with and discuss the special review as soon as we were able to discuss publicly. That's it. That's all we know. So,
They didn't tell us a damn thing, it's been about 3 years?
it's been 2 years now. So,
Okay.
I can just relay the message.
Well, can we expedite that?
Well, maybe as a board member, you can. New
Well,
business.
I'm asking because, you know, after 2 years, lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Well, Ray, you know, you are a board member in this town and you can write an email as well as I can. I wrote the email, that's the response I get. You could
Alright,
try
okay,
it
alright,
and
okay,
then maybe
that's
get a
fine.
different
Alright,
response.
okay.
Alright, so number 22, Board of Equalization, will be March 16th through the 20th, 2026. The deadline for appeals is March 12th. So any property tax owner residing in the town of Buffalo Gap, your deadline to submit an appeal on your assessment is March 12th.
Well, we haven't even gotten our tax bills yet.
I was just saying, has
They
anybody
just came
received it?
today, but I'm not saying that yours were gonna come
Okay.
today, cause the mail sucks, but I did get mine today.
She's not referring to me, by the way.
No, I'm not, I'm not to her, but I'm just saying.
It's actually the state's fault.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I will say, they look for them, I literally just got them today.
And I don't set these dates, they're already set, so.
Can we set a date for us to
We do,
plan?
we do have to set the date to review the appeals and to hear the taxpayer's appeal. So
Yeah.
we do have to set that date this evening, so. I
I
think
know
we
the
had-
16th and the 18th is best for me, I believe. Ray, does that fit in your schedule?
And what, is that May or?
This
March.
is March.
2 weeks from now.
And the finance officer does need to be here, so the 18th, I think maybe that's your work day, Matt. So we could do it during the office hours.
That work.
Are
Okay.
you,
I can make that happen.
so we could do it, we wanna do it at 10 a.m.
That's fine.
And how long do we expect it to go?
Well,
Depending on how
nobody's
many
showed up in
complaints.
the past. Shelley and I have been here, hung out for an hour and no one showed up.
So can we put a deadline at 12, say 10 to 12? Only because I have Fort Meade VA appointment at 2:30.
Oh, yeah, we can put an end time on it, but,
Okay.
so you wanna say 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I did not renew with the mail.
Oh, I know.
On the 18th. And that'll be the time when the board
The 18th of this month?
of March, yes. From 10 to 12 p.m. So that'll be a meeting event notification, because we're not making decisions in that meeting, we're just together to review the appeals.
Do we make any annotations on there, like if a citizen is just appealing it and then we just?
We can help strengthen their case, but we don't get to approve anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the county does that anyway.
Right. We're just jumping through hoops for them.
So the board members will be together, without any votes or decisions on the 18th of March from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, public time. This is a time for citizens to address issues or concerns for the town of Buffalo Gap directly to the Board of Trustees. The amount of time for discussion or presentations can be limited by the president of the board. Individuals shall refrain from discussing personalities. No action will be taken by the Board of Trustees without first being placed on a future agenda. Terry?
Yeah, I just want to talk about this vacating land and that in town. The one thing they're gonna come up on with this new second deal on the water system is Kelly owners over here, cause that alley got vacated. And I just don't feel right that any city land actually belongs to the taxpayers and citizens. That if something that's vacated, comes up vacated, it should be voted on by the citizens and not the board. The board is actually working for the citizens. And another reason I'm bringing it up is someone visited Sarah a couple weeks ago and didn't threaten her, but just telling her, well, you can get a lawyer and see if that will do you any good.
I'm pretty sure, well, it wasn't, I know she and I had a conversation.
No, that wasn't a conversation.
Okay,
Oh, my
so
goodness.
before anybody, so Christine knows, I'm sure Travis knows, cause we looked at it.
Mhm.
And, I've talked to lawyers and I talked to the engineer, blah, 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 blah. And I pulled all the stuff on it, and the scale is 4 feet on to the city property. So, which we gotta fix, cause I have not found when the scale was put in.
Yeah,
It looks like in the 40s.
probably.
Just kind of like, I'm investigating it, but when things were built that long ago, it's really hard to find the exact date. And I have an email into the scale company and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be something, I don't know if it matters before or after to buy the 4 feet from the town to move, because it's 65, for everybody that knows, so at the store from the corner next to the railroad tracks, Evan Streeter in 1974, they did 65 feet over, which is not exactly halfway through the scale, but if you drive by, you'll see the orange mark, halfway through the scale, and then 40 feet for the road. And the scale, which is confusing to me, which Evan has passed, so has Eva, and so has everybody else that signed that document, why they didn't include the scale, because the scale was there in 74 when that lot was made. So that is what eventually is going to, obviously not at the March 11th meeting because that has zero bearing on it, is to purchase the 4 feet from the city to, or something like that, like we'll have to put it on the agenda and people can talk about it and stuff. I don't want to go to court over it because, like I said, I'm trying to figure out when the scale was put in.
I don't think we're gonna have to go to court over it. If somebody's telling you that,
So that's something where I just want to, but that, if people can come over and look at the scale, there's still an orange mark on it, and of where the 11 and a half block officially ends and where the street starts.
So
Would you-
the
would
thing
you-
is that,
would you please address this, cause this is what we
Yeah.
talked about, that way that the whole group
Yeah.
here's what our options are.
so there's a process for that, and knowing that there's a process for that, when the town gets into situations like this, any town, it's not just Buffalo Gap, any town. So we asked for the attorneys to give us advice on that, and there are 3 options that the attorneys gave us.
I will see it there, cause I talked to an attorney as well.
So, the attorney gave us that, the first option is the official has a direct, pecuniary interest in the matter before the governing body. No,
Is that
that's
the
not
right-
it.
That's not the road one?
Hold on.
Yeah, road one, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
not
set you up
the
for failure.
I have the road one. The first option is to,
Yeah, you have it right there.
is that,
I was trying to do the wrong document.
that's it. I don't have it in the board stuff.
I'm gonna pull it up. I think I might know that's the survey.
And I wanna make sure that I give the information that the attorney put out, so that I'm not.
There we go, it's on there.
Alright, so the first option is to demand removal of the encroachment pursuant to its authority under South Dakota Codified Law 9-30-2. The second option is to allow the encroachment to remain and enter into an agreement with the owner of the encroachment that lies on the relative rights and obligation of the owner and the town. So that agreement lays out what the rights are between the owner and the town. Okay. The third option is to vacate the right-of-way, but only upon filing a petition and consent in writing of all the owners of the properties adjoining the sections to be vacated. If the property owner files to vacate, there are many other steps the town must follow in order to vacate, and then it refers us to the South Dakota Codified Law. So those are the 3 options that the attorney laid out.
It is possible to vacate 4 feet or 5 feet.
Yes.
Yeah, but, so, given that this is public time and we're not discussing vacating properties,
No,
I acknowledge your comments on that, and there's a whole process to take care of those things, and that is the intent, as my intent of a board member is to begin to take care of these things that are kind of nagging, and I would say that your scale sitting on the road, it's nagging, there's a process to take care of that, so let's do that. But I can't address that now because we're in
No,
public
because like I said,
comments.
when I bought the thing, the
Oh,
video I
absolutely.
got, or
Yeah.
I shouldn't say the video, because it wasn't a video, the picture I got didn't have it on the road.
Yeah,
It had it right along the road, which I'm dealing with that because that's the way it was sold, was
Yeah.
the property line was basically the scale.
and you're
Right
not the
there.
only one, Sarah, there are houses that sit in the right of way.
Oh, yeah.
There are people's houses and garages and workshops and sheds, and so you're not the only one that's dealing with this. It just so happens we have a survey that has just shown us exactly where the property lines
Yeah,
are.
and so you know,
So-
you can't buy that land from the town. The town
But-
cannot sell it to you.
Can they lease it?
But the thing is look,
There can be an agreement.
there's a whole process for this, so let's get through the petition for the truck route, and then let's come back and address the process so that for you, you're interested in cleaning this up so that you can have the scale on your property. Let's do that. But there doesn't need to be any lawyers. We already have things in place to allow us to do this. Lawyers don't have to be involved. We need to get legal advice as a town board to make sure that we don't offer something that's out of our purview
Well,
or
my
our authority.
thing with getting a lawyer is I wish Evan, I don't know what happened in 1974,
Yeah,
wasn't alive at that point,
yeah.
so I don't know why, because the scale was there. I'm in my mind, I'm like, did they not have tape measures back then?
Well,
And I know they did, but I'm just saying, like, how did they? Because
and it probably didn't matter at that time. Maybe it didn't, there wasn't a board in place or someone wasn't paying
There's a lot of
attention. The thing is that the town has, the town is, and as far as I can see from history, there's not even been a zoning ordinance. So it would have prevented something like that from happening if there was a
Yeah.
zoning ordinance.
Because
right?
I'm just saying, like,
So-
I can tell you when it was signed.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's fine, but again, there's a process by state law for this to take place, and it can be cleared up easy. It's a simple process. There's no reason to go and make this bigger than what it is, because it's really not that big of a deal to fix your stuff. It's not that big of a deal at all.
Well,
It can be fixed.
it can be fixed, but that's where it also may turn into a bigger deal.
I
'Cause
don't-
that
yeah,
is
I don't
just, I
understand
don't
why,
want it
but-
to turn into a big deal, because to me,
It doesn't need to be a big deal.
I think it's very simple.
It's very simple
yeah,
to fix it. There's no big deal with it at all, from my purview. Again, I have to be careful because we're in public comments, and I'm not gonna commit anything, but.
that's fine. I agree. That's what I found out through the survey.
Yeah,
And like I said, I've talked to lawyers, and I've talked to the engineering company, and talked to the title company that said that it wasn't on the scale, that it wasn't on the property when I bought it, and blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
So,
But things change, and so it can be taken care of.
Yeah.
And it's not a difficult process. I don't see it as being difficult either from the town's perspective. It's a matter of having a hearing and then making corrections. It's pretty simple.
And if you don't mind, Madam Chair, and getting your input on how you would like to handle it.
Yeah,
That's how we're gonna come at it, is this encroachment is this individual. We'll use you for an example. How would you like to handle it? Here's our 3 options. How would you like to handle it?
yeah.
And whatever one that you're saying that you would like to handle it by is what we're gonna significantly consider.
Yeah, so I think the board intends to clean up the encroachment that's on the survey. We wanna clean that up, because we're liable under our liability insurance, because that's our property. So we wanna clean up those liabilities. So, we're amenable to making sure those are taken care of appropriately. But, and Terry, your comments are noted. About your comments were noted in the meeting minutes, so. Any other public comment? Alright, executive session, none at this time, and, let's adjourn the meeting.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Next meeting is April 6th.